Hello, and welcome to the not so daily SoulCalibur. We might be slightly late talking about this.
We're right on
Oh,
cue.
Oh,
hi.
hello.
Hi.
Wickler has
Um,
arrived.
Haven't seen you guys in a while.
This
It has
kind
been
of
a while.
yeah. Also, there's a mouse cursor in the way. How do I get rid of the mouse cursor? Hold on.
Guest star.
How
Mouse
dare
cursor.
call me a mouse cursor? I'm
Okay,
much
I
bigger
fixed it.
than
I
a
fixed
mouse
it. It's fine.
cursor.
It's fine.
Believe
But
this
yeah,
guy?
Haohmaru got released a month ago. We kind of forgot to do a whole podcast thing because Resident Evil 3 happened, and I kind of just did stuff with that instead.
I thought we were just willfully ignoring him because we don't really care.
I know. I want to do podcasts about stuffs. I have stuff.
Maybe that was just me.
I have
Oh,
stuff to
God.
say about this character.
Yeah. So this is how he looked in the beta. This was the first model they actually had. This draft model.
He
It's so
looks so
beautiful.
happy.
This is what they showed to SNK. They were like, "Yes, you have perfected him. We should just sell the rights to him to you. Like this is perfect." This is a Capcom versus SNK 2 figure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is like official merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had this. This looks amazing.
I love the hair. I just love how that end of the hair is just like whoop.
Yeah, all like 1, 2, 3, 4, no, maybe like 6 strands.
It's gorgeous.
I have some bad news though.
Okay.
Haohmaru is a sham.
Oh, well, yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
Uh-huh.
There's no way he weighs 64 kilos. That is complete bullshit. That is complete bullshit.
Do we?
Oh,
I'm not good with like weights. Like, do we have a point of comparison?
I
So
don't think so.
I think if you weigh this, I mean, if this is your height, then you would weigh somewhere between like I think 64 kilos, like maybe 70 kilos. If you have a wealthy weight. But the thing is, he's got muscles. He's got giant muscles.
He does.
His muscles are bigger than his head.
I am willing to bet those muscles add at least 15 billion kilos, at the very least.
Give or take a couple thousand.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is
Wasn't there that one character from Samurai Showdown in KOF All-Star who also just threw you for a loop with his weight?
Yeah, I forget his name, but I think he was like 50 something. I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe they just I don't know. Maybe all of the Samurai Shodown characters are from like they live on the moon or something. I don't know.
Apologies for that.
His weapon name, by the way, is famous type of puffer fish poison. In case
That's
you're
his
curious,
sauce. That's his sauce. The pufferfish.
Was this Google translated?
it might be using Google Translate.
Genre name: selfish. Relationships: the Swordmaster.
I didn't realize people had genres.
Yeah, what's your genre?
EDF.
You and yours, Tictus?
Famous knife.
That's a good pick. Put down in the comments below what your genre is.
And his voice by Nakamura Big 3.
Oh, it's my favorite voice actor.
Yeah. So this stuff might be I mean, basically Google Translate is a blessing, which is proven by this because this is his backstory as translated by Google Translate.
Can I read this out, please?
Oh, sure.
He who has a strong soul, you need that rare soul. Do you need a strong soul or rare soul? Which one is it? Pick one.
Both.
A strong, rare soul. Okay. The voice spoke directly to the heart of Haohmaru, who had just struck a dead edge and was in control. There is no sign of responding to the question. What?
Next one.
Looking around, he glanced at his invisible partner and he found himself standing on a sword.
It's so relatable.
On a sword.
It should be far away from where I was just dead.
It's so touching.
The sword and pork poison in it certainly had the feeling of just cutting the enemy.
Oh, so relatable.
It was not possible to stay on the island. but Haohmaru decided to return to the place where he originally lived. But something is wrong. The discomfort was discovered shortly after the trip began. For some reason, it was roughly 200 years before the birth of Haohmaru, the era of the Toyotomi administration. Recalling the voice of a case that seemed to have caused this strangeness, Haohmaru asked why he was chosen. But it was still comfortable in this era when the atmosphere of the warring states was still
But it was
left.
uncomfortable just before.
Semantics. Often I met a bloody swordsman, so I decided to pile up blades many times. Over time, Haohmaru learns about Soul Edge, which is rumored to be the strongest sword. When I was born, I had never heard of such a sword. Ellipses ? The Soul Edge is the strongest swordsman in the world that doesn't exist in your life. But you could make a full cut. You could make a full cut, maybe. The voice reminds me again. I'm sorry to say that. It's used for the presence of good-natured goodwill, like this! It was Haohmaru who threw it away immediately, but on the other hand, thinking of his death with a swordsman who is said to be the strongest in this turbulent era, he could not stop his blood from making noise!
Oh no, I hate it when that happens.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's his backstory. So now you know everything about Haohmaru.
What noise does your blood make?
Like that.
I think my blood makes the noise EDF.
Oh boy. So with the Haohmaru DLC, you also get access to this stage. Wow.
Oh, nice.
It is one of my favorite stages in the game.
It actually looks pretty nice, and it also fits. It fits in the game, unlike like 2B stage, which stands out a bit too much.
Oh, whatever do you mean?
Best character.
Also, the patch with Haohmaru adds one pretty nice feature where you can get like an indication of like what roses Amy has been able to acquire so far in this match.
And Hilda gets it to show when her sword or lance is charged.
Yeah, and it's the same.
Siegfried. Oh, sorry.
No. It's what you were saying. Like Siegfried gets a my hand counter.
Yeah, mind. I think Cassandra gets it to show her divine thing.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Moxie gets one for his thing.
Oh, Maxie, he's mean.
I don't remember who else gets this kind of indication, but it's this is nice to have. This is very nice to have.
It's very neat.
And with the Haohmaru DLC, you also get Haohmaru. Right there, Haohmaru.
I'm a little distracted of what I'm seeing on the right.
Oh yeah, so what you're seeing on the right in the background, that's a modified stage. I think it's Master Swordsman's stage, cave or something like that.
Yeah, that's Taylor's stage, but modified.
Modified, yeah.
The fish, sexes the fish and the birds.
Okay, so with the Haohmaru DLC, you also get best character, yeah. So you get customization pieces to make someone look like Nakururu, I think she's called from Samurai Shodown.
I think that's right.
And you get eagles, and I think the fish is new too.
I don't recall that fish, and I would recall a fish because I would probably have put it on Siegfried's weapon so it looks like he would bash you with a fish. I'm going to do this after this podcast.
But yeah, Haohmaru, I wish I had more stuff to say about him. Like, to be completely honest, I don't have that much interest in Samurai Shodown or Haohmaru as a character. We did briefly play as him for a short while. I'm pretty glad they made him stand out compared to Mitsurugi. Like he uses the same kind of like sword and style, but like his moves are more like wild, so to speak. I think
Mitsurugi is a Hunga Bunga samurai, but Haohmaru is the Hunga Bunga samurai.
Yes. I kind of feel like you can kind of say that Mitsurugi fights in a more traditional, like kendo style, while Haohmaru is more like wild and crazy with his moves. He also has some like a projectile attack thingy, which stands out.
Which is really mean in Soul Charge.
Yeah. Yes, this I think kind of rage mechanic thing where he gets red skin and gets really mad and something happens. I
And
don't
if I
know.
remember right, he has like 2 levels of it, like slightly red skin and then super red skin.
Okay.
And big hair. He's got really big hair.
He does
And he has
have
good
really
hair
big hair.
alphas. He has good hair alphas. They're not bad.
They actually don't seem that terrible.
And then
feel
you look at the
cheated.
character on the right, and it's like depression.
It's not that bad.
Well, they're really bad when you break her hair.
Ooh, don't break your hair.
Oh man,
I mean, I
man,
know,
just
but-
check out the hair alphas in that fish. It's terrible.
Ooh, you're terrible.
I know. Thank you. I love you too.
So yeah, I don't have that much to say about him. I kind of feel like maybe we should already talk about other stuff now.
Oh, okay.
I think I guess like briefly, I do like his addition. I think in terms of a guest character, he fits.
Yeah.
He's a good pick. I think the stage he brings along with him is really cool.
Oh yeah, I think the stages are really cool.
Hearing him in English is weird, but they did a good job with the voice pick, I feel, but it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps telling me that he's got his sword and his sauce whenever I select him. Please stop that, good sir.
That's
I
kinda
am
rude.
happy you can customize him and you can fool people by giving him Mitsurugi's outfit.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with him.
Yeah. I
He
think
fits.
I mentioned this in one of the previous podcasts where, as a guest character, I think they should focus on someone who's absurdly popular, because I feel like the point of a guest character is to bring in people who don't play SoulCalibur and convince them to buy this game. And I kind of feel like he's not the right choice. I don't think this is the
Yeah.
most popular character they can like get in the game. I don't know. But as you said, like he seems like a fun character, and he also fits with the game, which is nice. That's a nice bonus. I'm not a huge fan of characters like 2B or Star Wars characters or characters like Spawn who just super stand out. I'm not a huge fan.
The thing about Star Wars is I still actually think Darth Vader was really fun.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
moveset was actually fun.
And of course the biggest downside with the guest characters is that they make unique movesets and they're just thrown out the window for the next game.
Yeah, they never return. Where's Ezio?
Yeah.
I miss Ezio.
So
Oh, I'll move.
you also get the new Creator Soul pack with the Haohmaru DLC, and I mean I kind of feel like this is part of the course. It's not huge. It's not that great.
You do get M. Bison's hat though.
Oh, I should tell Suslas that.
So
and
yeah,
you get night. I think that was like SoulCalibur 4 Nightmare thing here, like I'm pointing at here. I think it's called something Nightmare body thing.
It's basically the same kind of stuff as the previous pack, where it's a very small amount of items, and most of the items are from SoulCalibur 5, and also most of the items are stuff which are kind of like modern, like military caps and like
boxing gloves.
Yeah, boxing gear. Just I don't know. It's I feel like it's hard for me to utilize any of these in a meaningful way. But I mean, it's nice to have more stuff, but I kind of feel like it's not a huge deal. It's just a nice little bonus.
I'll take the boxing gloves.
I remember SoulCalibur 5 had like a few packs where they added in like some, or was it 4? It might have been both actually. They added like some classic SoulCalibur 2 and 3 helmets. Kind of wish they would bring those back, like SoulCalibur 2 Nightmare helmet, and it was like Valdo's old helmet and Astaroth's old helmet. Those were cool.
Yeah, they
something for Valdo.
They actually made more newish stuff. Like they actually made new meshes for that game.
I do like this hat though.
This is actually neat. So I think all of this is in the like object category, right? So you can freely place them.
Yep.
So that usually means you can do some pretty crazy stuff and like utilize this in weird ways, because you can place them wherever and like resize them however you want. Get a bunch of new stickers and stuffs.
No, that I did not know about actually.
Clown.
Yeah.
I don't. Are these hit effects?
Hit effects, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I will hit you with the music.
And here are some official screenshots showing some of the new stuff, like the feather hit effects. And coin hit effects, is that the one? Oh yeah, right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's kind of funky.
that fits Voldo.
Stars.
It's Steve from Tekken.
Boxing gloves. It's kind of funny. You have boxing gloves, but there's no character who just punches. So I guess this is kind of the best you can do, or like with
Yeah.
Maxi, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, some funky stuff here.
Meow.
That's just your creation, Sectus.
That's
Oh, I don't know.
Cassandra.
That's Cassandra.
I don't know. Cammy made it into the game.
Mission
Oh,
complete.
card impact. So intense. Pink dress.
Amy?
Amy!
Amy!
So yeah, that is everything you get with the DLC. Did we miss anything with the patch? Did they do anything specific amazing with the patch stuffs?
I think they gave Hilda a slight buff.
That's something.
Hey.
But yeah, the only thing I remember with the patch was this whole thing. I can't remember anything else which really stand out with the.
Oh right,
patch.
they nerfed Cassandra in like one way, like something with her visual effect.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is actually a good change, to be completely honest. I mean, I haven't seen a comparison yet, but they reduced the effect of her like divine force, that was called divine force attacks.
Mhm.
I would imagine I mean, they kind of could like basically beat the entire screen sometimes. They made them less blinding.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It was all the time. But yeah.
I think they did the same change with a few other characters, if I recall.
I think that's right. Just don't remember all of them.
And they had a new Creator Soul contest thingy thing. And this is the winner.
Is that the armor from Lost Swords?
I can't remember.
Looks really good though.
Yeah, it's a fancy.
Good combination of colors.
Fine. This is Hilda's moveset.
10 out of 10.
I approve.
Number
Oh.
2, I think.
That also looks
Whoa,
neat.
that looks like out of Castlevania.
Pretty cool. Ooh, another Hilda.
Also Castlevania vibes.
Pretty cool.
I like it.
You might wanna like cover your eyes for this one.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, if the goal was to be freaky and disturbing, it's mission accomplished.
That's a spider. That's a spider. It looks like a spider.
With hooves.
It's a spider.
Why, it
Yeah.
is a spider with hooves.
I was kidding. Thank you very much.
It's a pretty original design, but they did good work, and I'm gonna have nightmares for the next 2 years.
Ice Wave. Get
What?
the laser.
Hang on tight.
I'll get mine too.
So this is
horrifying, terrifying.
It's time to talk more about upsetting news.
Okay. Oh.
So you like Dampierre? How is he upsetting?
Actually, this wasn't the image I was expecting to see right now. I was actually kind of I thought I had this different order. Okay, so when I said upsetting news, I actually meant super happy news. Actually, it is upsetting news. So,
Labello?
Namco just can't keep things a secret. So if you don't
there
want to
have been
know,
leaks?
if you don't want to know who the remaining season 2 characters are, just leave, just run away.
Run away.
Leave this video.
Okay.
But yeah, so
Don't look back. I'll unsubscribe.
So last year, like 1 or 2 months into season 1, the entire roster leaked, which was like, hey, it's Amy and Cassandra. And they were doing a pretty good job with season 2. Like, they released Hilda, they announced Haohmaru, there was no sign of the other characters getting leaked. But then a modder, it wasn't actually me. For once, it wasn't me. I didn't find anything. Yay! But a modder found like very obscure references to DLC characters in the executable. And then people in modding community started talking to each other about it, and we eventually agreed, hey, let's just shut up about this. Actually, try to be nice to Namco and like let this remain a surprise and let them announce the characters and be happy about the surprising announcement. But then somehow it leaked everywhere and everyone knows about it now. So yeah, it's all protocols.
Oh, I knew it.
What?
It's
No,
Alpha
you're
Protocols
lying.
and it's Vampire. Those are the 2 DLC characters.
You're
Now, see, that's
lying.
I'm okay with. Vampire's okay.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's go. So it is 2 characters who were
Oh.
kind of expected anyway. Like this is not a big surprise. I think definitely everyone was expecting Setsuka, and then I feel like there was a little bit of uncertainty with the last one, but a lot of people speculate, oh yeah, that's Wang and or maybe Yun Sung.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
was personally hoping for Young Sung more, but hey.
Doggo. Jesus.
I guess the
Hang
dog wanted
on.
Young Sung as well.
Yeah, he's very upset. Hang on.
But yeah, it's pretty much set in stone now. I think this leak is very, very, very legit. And I mean, as I said, like it's like these are characters I very much expected them to bring back. They just make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I personally thought Yun Sung had a higher chance than Huang, but Huang still has a lot of like demand.
I think they're at least very good picks, unique movesets and all of that, so that's good.
Yeah. I'm a little bit curious if they'll try to make Setsuka a little bit easier to play as, because she's like this just frame monster in SoulCalibur 4 and 5, if I recall.
I think they will, because they did try to make Hilda a bit easier.
And
So I think they will.
And then I'm really curious what the hell they'll do with Huang's moveset, because back in Soulblade, he was a Mitsurugi clone. Back in Soulcalibur 1, he was a Shanghua clone with some unique kicks. And then I think he was the same in Soulcalibur 2 as Assassin. And then Soulcalibur 3, they finally gave him a unique moveset, but it was kinda small because he was a custom character. And then Soulcalibur 3 Arcade Edition, I think they gave him finally a proper, fully unique moveset, fully sized, but no one played it.
Because they didn't ever release it outside of arcades.
Yeah, I don't think that was something a lot of people had access to. Like that was a late arcade release. If you look at the arcade scene at the time, because it was kind of dying everywhere except Japan.
Can I say one thing about that arcade release?
Well, yeah.
It upsets me that they never released it. Like, I would have bought a version of that happily, because I really, really like SoulCalibur 3.
Yeah, it would also been a good reason for them to re-release a PS2 version of the game, which wasn't broken save-wise. So Soulcalibur 3 had a kind of a horrible bug where the save game could get fully corrupt, which is pretty bad.
Tekken 5 had that as well.
It would have also been a good opportunity to just release the game on platforms other than the PS2.
Yeah, and it might have helped with the tournament scene, because if I recall, many tournament players weren't happy with the balance of SoulCalibur 3. And they should have done the same with Broken Destiny. That should have been like released on other platforms besides PSP.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that. I like these picks. These are good picks.
I wonder if they still have the source code for SoulCalibur 3 Arcade Edition.
I think it's possible.
I'd imagine they do.
Yeah.
Because if they do, they could re-release it.
No, Namco.
I mean, they probably won't, but they could.
Yeah.
I wish they would.
I have a hunch we'll be waiting a while. The thing is, they've kind of been taking the time with the season. So Hilde was released November, right?
Correct.
Haohmaru was released end of March, right?
Correct.
So if you then look at season 1, so season 1 we had, I don't know, Tiro day 1, but I mean she wasn't a real part of the season pass. I think she was always supposed to be there day 1.
Yeah.
And then 2B,
she was meant to be in the. Oh, sorry.
Like 2B was December and Amy was March, like mid-March. And then Cassandra was August, and that was end of season 1. The thing is, like at this current pace, they're not that far away from the release times of 2B and Amy. If that's a good estimate of what we can expect, then well, I guess Setsuka will be August.
I feel like they might almost do a double drop.
I don't know. I think it's just being slow. Like maybe they don't have a huge dev team to do this stuff.
They very likely probably don't. Because then they had to fight to get season 2 greenlit.
So I'm also wondering then, like, does that mean like Huang will be something like September, October, November? I don't know.
New Year.
Either way, like, don't hold your breath. I think we'll have to be waiting quite a few months for these characters.
I mean, I got Hilda, so I don't have to.
And also, speaking of Cassandra, was announced August, announced at EVO. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, EVO. I mean, EVO is still technically happening. So yeah, they're canceling the EVO event because of the coronavirus, and they'll turn it into an online event. I guess it's not. Oh yeah, it is mentioned here. Like we're bringing the event online this summer. I don't think they haven't specified more information about this yet, right?
Which they haven't yet. And on paper, this sounds fine until you see the lineup of games. Then you sort of panic.
Yeah, that's a lot of bad netcode right there.
You can't even play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online anymore. You can't even buy the online edition anymore.
Yeah, and then
you can't even buy the online edition.
I've heard this has bad netcode. I've heard this netcode isn't great. I've played SoulCalibur 6 online. The netcode isn't very good. I've heard this has bad netcode. I've heard this has bad netcode. I've also heard not good things about Tekken 7's netcode. I don't know about other
Tekken Tag 2 has a better netcode than Tekken 7, and that game came before it. SoulCalibur 6 is okay.
Yeah.
Smash is...
It's Smash.
This is illegal. This should not be allowed to be released like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ is illegal. That shouldn't have been allowed to be released like that. Street Fighter 5 is... Why did you hold 2 betas for this, Capcom? It didn't really help.
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown is...
That's the thing. Of this list, this is the only game that's using rollback netcode, but it's bad rollback netcode.
It's super broken rollback netcode, yeah.
If they sold the online edition of this still, Marvel 2 actually had rollback, and it was actually good. It's just, it's not for sale anymore. You can't buy this.
If they at the very least like fly over the people to the same city, like they're not in the same building, but at least in the same city, I feel like most of these games will actually just play just fine. I mean, for instance, in the case of SoulCalibur 6, if they play the PC version online and all the players have super low ping, it would actually be better than playing PS4 version offline, because PS4 version just has that much input lag. But yeah, if people are just going to be spread all around the globe and they're doing this event, oh boy, it's going to be glorious to watch.
I mean, it'll be a good wake-up call for the developers to put more effort into their netcodes.
Yeah, do you think they'll
Especially
change
Smash Brothers?
Do you think they'll change what games will be played?
I do wonder, because I mean, like I've said, you can't play this online.
I think you can over the Dreamcast if you like hack your Dreamcast or something. There's like, but that's like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna go through with that.
No.
Unless Capcom like comes out and goes, "Hey, we're like re-releasing Marvel 2 a bit before EVO. It has like the online," but that's not gonna happen either.
Wait, I just thought of another disastrous scenario that they might actually do. What if they use something like Parsec?
that might actually improve some of the netcodes here, to be honest.
It might, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
Poor Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah,
really...
you can't, because it's PC.
And Marvel 2 isn't on PC either.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could emulate it.
If they do something like Parsec, I guess it would be a little bit disastrous, because that would lead to host advantage, right?
Oh, right.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that rules that out then.
But yeah, I'm curious about details, because like if they at least change some of these games, then it would be less horrible. Because for instance, I think I've heard Mortal Kombat 11 actually has pretty good netcode.
Yeah, like I think there was a very long GDC talk about the hard work they did putting rollback into that. I've also heard very good things about did a netcode in the new Killer Instinct and Skullgirls.
Marvel's Capcom Infinite, doesn't that have good?
That actually has really good netcode, but no one
Yeah.
cares about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a moment. I like Marvel Infinite. I like it a lot.
I actually saw Adam playing it recently.
Adam?
Yeah. Like, it did that auto tweet thing
Adam?
where it said he was playing it on Xbox.
Adam?
Adam?
I really hope he likes it.
Is there any chance when they say it's going to be an online event, they mean that it'll be the same but without an audience?
That is a
I don't think that's the
possibility
case.
because the EVO arena is really huge, so they could keep the distance and everything easily.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like if that's the case, wouldn't the first paragraph be a bit different? Because they say like they're refunding all tickets, and I think that would also include people who are actually going to compete there, right?
Yeah, also like traveling by plane and stuff is like kind of not okay. So yeah. It's like if it really is going to be like with the online modes of these games, then oh boy.
Okay, let's look at the bright side of this. I feel that either way, this will be entertaining. If it's a complete shit show, it'll be entertaining to watch at the very least. Like
I mean, I just want to see Marvel 2 here be switched out with Infinite.
I'll be kind of happy. Like it's mean of me to say I'll be kind of happy if we see Street Fighter 5 and it just becomes this rubber banding mess of the one opponent just teleporting back and forth. I kind of secretly want to see that happen because it would be so entertaining. I would giggle even though it would be terrible.
Just to clarify, Street Fighter 5's netcode, me and Sectus can't even play that together.
It is surprising. Like the ping between us, I'm pretty sure is pretty good, but yeah, it's a complete nightmare when we try to play it. It's weird.
Honestly,
it just can't.
Street Fighter 5 worries me because, like, it's using a very bad implementation of rollback netcode.
Made
and
by
that might,
one person. One.
And that might lead to misinformation. Like, people might start thinking that this is what rollback netcode is. Like, no, good rollback netcode is not like Street Fighter 5. It's not.
Well, I think that damage already been done, so I don't think that'll matter this, right? But I think one positive effect is that maybe Capcom will watch this and go, "Oh, maybe the netcode is actually garbage. Maybe we should look into this." Maybe that
I mean, they
can
already
happen.
are. That's the thing. They have been trying to do things recently. I don't think they've had much luck with it, but they have been trying.
Couldn't they just backport the netcode they made for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
That is what I always hoped they would go into, because it's like that is basically Street Fighter 5's concept, but they actually implemented it correctly, and Marvel Infinite has way more to keep track of at a time, because that game is craziness. Street Fighter 5 is like let's go crazy. Street Fighter 5 is like a lot more subdued, and yet that game is like you win.
Okay.
I found an amazing video.
I found an
amazing video. I should try to link this in the video description, where someone edited together like super hype commentary from an EVO match, overlaid.
Oh no, I've seen that on Twitter.
Overlaid over like really bad online play of like the netcode in 0-5 or some other games. It's so funny. I love it. I kind of hope I hope that will be the reality. I will. It'll be so good.
Oh, you see them skipping around. They're all like, "Oh my god, he got a hit! Footsies!"
But yeah, like Icewave mentioned, the best thing that could happen from this is if it makes game developers wake up and is like, okay, I know it's going to be hard work, but seriously, you fucking need rollback netcode in your games.
I want fighting games to feel good to play online. I want that so badly.
People should search for Tekken chess on my channel. I kind of hope that's also a good indication of how things will be.
I mean, like, the next Guilty Gear is supposed to be getting rollback netcode, but they haven't done a public test of rollback netcode. The recent test was delay-based.
Which is really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why you release a beta with a netcode you're ultimately not going to use in your final product. That just feels incredibly backwards to me.
Basically, all the feedback I heard from people who actually played that beta was the lobby system is shite and it's still using delay-based netcode.
The lobby system in Arc System games is. I
So
mean,
I've
Dragon
heard.
Ball Fighters is like acceptable, but Jesus Christ, just give me a menu.
Yeah, they keep trying to be cute with their lobbies.
It's not cute. It's annoying.
Exactly.
I don't care how my Goku looks. I just want to play arcade mode.
I will want to quickly say that SoulCalibur 6 uses delay-based netcode. It's not that bad. I think one thing which is bad is that somehow, I don't know how this is happening, a lot of people are implementing delay-based netcode and they're adding even more delay somehow. Like, ideally, you should make it so if the ping is as low as possible, there should be only 1 frame delay, but somehow other games are far, far worse, and I don't understand why. Like, this was a problem with like SoulCalibur 4. Like, I have no idea how they wrote the netcode. I would love to see the code. Like, they must have done something messed up to make it so that the lag is way higher than it should be. I kind of feel like that must be also be the case with like Smash Brothers, because what I've seen of that delay seems pretty bad.
I like the sad part is SoulCalibur 4's netcode is better than like some of the games here.
That was so bad. SoulCalibur 4 netcode was so
It is,
horrible.
but it actually works better than some of the games
God,
here.
it was garbage.
5 bars. Oh boy, I love 2-second delay.
I just don't understand it. I don't understand. Like SoulCalibur 4 and 5, they use the same type of netcode. Both are delay-based. SoulCalibur 5 feels 1,000 times better. Also, it's such a simple type of netcode. Each client, they send their input to each other. Once they have the input for a frame, they simulate the frame, and then etc. You do that for the entire match. It is absurdly simple, and I don't understand what the hell did they do in SoulCalibur 4 to make it feel so bad. It's
That was 2008. They didn't really care back then.
It was they should have 2008. Like online gaming was huge back then. It was already big in that.
Well, I just thought of another thing. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 could be replaced with 3, but 3 has a really bad netcode too. They have to go with Infinite unless they find a sweet spot here. Because Infinite's the only one with a good netcode of the Marvel game. Well, there is the Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. Wait, you also can't buy that anymore. God damn it, Disney.
I will say one thing. I'm just gonna quickly just put this out there. Just gonna mention it quickly. If there's anyone attending this year's EVO and you're in one of these online matches, you should just like totally just implement just like quickly out like Twitch. Actually, no, don't do that. No, don't. No, don't.
Please don't be that person.
No, don't. That would actually be horrible.
I've dealt with enough of that in Resident Evil Resistance.
The thing is, there's like cash prizes on the line during an EVO tournament, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, they would have to like have EVO people in the players' house to keep an eye on them.
So yeah, like I can imagine someone being scummy enough to actually try and get away with that.
Like
when there's money on the line.
Yeah, like they're gonna be able to like hide the lag switch. They can be like, "Oh, I'll just hide it down with my foot," or something weird.
I would kind of
or like in my mouth.
I would kind of assume and hope that if a match becomes too laggy, then the judges will go, "No, this will not count." Well, I guess then you could use lag switch to just
the first round of Street Fighter 5.
Like cancel a match. I don't know.
We're never gonna get past the first round of this, and this, and this. I have no idea about these two.
That's the thing. We really have no idea how they're gonna do this.
I'm sorry if I sound. Oh, sorry.
The thing is, like, it will actually be fine if they manage to ensure all the players aren't too far away from each other. If they like if they fly them to the same state, to the same city, like then it will be fine.
Yeah,
for most of these games, like a few of these games will still mess up potentially, but most of these games will then be fine.
But wait, hang on.
Sorry.
What if? Like, I'm not quite sure what the lockdown rules are in some countries. Like, surely some countries are still preventing flights.
Yeah, Denmark is still like that.
Yeah, I think it varies greatly on the country. I was reading earlier today that Spain just has a rule where you have to be in 14-day quarantine if you fly in, which surprised me because I just assumed they had locked down flights completely.
But
But I know that in Norway they have a rule where it is strongly recommended that you don't fly out unless it's absolutely necessary, but you're not technically denied from flying out.
Although with
Denmark
wording like that,
denies.
you imagine they have a lot of checks before you fly out.
I'm not sure how they handle it, but I can remember reading America like started denying flights from certain countries. I don't know what those rules are right now. And I guess another question is like, how will it be like 3 months from now when EVO is happening?
That too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of countries which are like starting to loosen up the rules.
Indeed.
So it'll be fascinating and interesting to see how this pans out. And it's a shame. It is a big shame that after so many years, fighting game developers they're still not taking netcode that seriously. I can remember ranting about this back in 2008 with the release of SoulCalibur 4. I felt baffled back then, like why didn't they take netcode more seriously? And like 12 years later, I'm still ranting about it. It's kind of funny and sad.
It's
I
very
remember
sad.
that was me with Tekken 6's netcode. I remember they did patch it when they added that online co-op for scenario campaign, but it was still bad.
Like okay. How long has rollback netcode been around for?
At least 2013, I want to say, with KI.
It's even older. I think I remember. I think it's been around since at least 2010. I think.
So we've had proven implementations of good rollback netcode since then.
Yep.
And here we are, and we still have this shit show.
Yeah.
I will say that it's not as if rollback just makes online play perfect. It just adds a different kind of drawback compared to input lag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but based on what I've seen, it's a far more acceptable drawback than with delay based.
Like it helps
to be completely honest, if you're playing with low ping, I'm not sure which one I prefer, because one advantage with delay based is that you can at least see the start of moves, which you can't do with rollback because it just snaps to like the middle of moves.
Oh, I love when rollback is like, ha ha.
I thought the whole snapping thing was mainly because of Street Fighter V's bad implementation of rollback.
No. It can happen in Marvel Infinite as well.
I'm pretty sure like the first few frames of any move will just not play out due to how rollback works. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And also, I don't know, like I have played Injustice 2, which has I think that has the same kind of netcode as Mortal Kombat 11 or very similar, and you can notice a little bit of like snapping here and there. It's like, oh yeah, another card is like here instead of there. It is I don't know. I feel like it's just a different kind of drawback. It is definitely much better than most netcodes out there, but I don't know.
I just hope for the best.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just very curious how this will pan out.
I'm scared to see it.
Oh boy.
There's a small part who's curious if they could try to maybe invent another type of netcode for fighting games, which would work really well. Because like one weird thing about rollback is that it was actually specifically designed to work well with emulation.
Oh, okay.
Like it's all about just like rolling back at an entire state of the game. In like games like Mortal Kombat 11 doesn't do that naturally, but still, like I kind of feel like maybe you could design a fighting game from the ground up to work well netcode wise. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now.
It's good rambling though.
Ramble bamble.
Yeah, it's an interesting problem. I feel like a fighting game is probably the worst case scenario of how the hell do we make this feel good online, because it's such a fast paced type of game, and you want reaction as quickly as possible to anything happening.
Yep.
I have the solution. We'll put it on the cloud.
Get out of here, Ryman.
I know. Okay.
Did anyone confirm how Mortal Kombat 11 works on Stadia?
I've not heard, because no one plays Stadia.
I don't think a lot of people play that on Stadia.
Because I am willing to bet that it works the same way as any other version of the game, where you are playing on a remote computer, which is then connected to another computer using the game's netcode. Even though I think the ideal solution would be that you are like two players connected to the same PC, and the PC is technically playing it locally. I think that would probably be the ideal solution, but I'll be surprised if they did that. Stadia is just
Oh,
weird.
yeah. Actually, it actually reminds me, like Ubisoft recently released Ghost Recon Breakpoint on Stadia, and that has an exclusive feature in the Stadia version where you can have like a picture-in-picture view of your co-op teammates. That's not in any other version of the game.
Huh. That's
It's
weird.
so.
That's cute.
Is that feature out now?
Well, it's in Ghost Recon Breakpoint on Stadia, so I guess
Okay.
it is.
Because they did advertise a lot of unique Stadia features when they announced Stadia, and I get the impression
They
that
sure did.
almost nothing of that is actually in Stadia. Like, it's very, very bare bones. Like, they have a free trial. I'm not sure if it's still available, but they had a free trial of Stadia, and I tried it briefly. It is amazingly disappointing. I feel like there's
Yeah.
kind of no reason to go with Stadia right now.
Yeah.
Something like GeForce Now works a lot better, but the downside is that that's producing more and more games.
Yeah, like it got off to such a good start, and then publishers were like, "What are you doing?" No.
And I suppose it's only because of how it was marketed, right? If GeForce Now was marketed as a virtual PC rather than as a way to play specific games, I imagine publishers would not complain.
Yeah, maybe because there are other services like GeForce Now that give you
Shadow
access to
PC.
virtual. Yeah, that Shadow PC service. They don't have that kind of problem.
It's a shame because GeForce Now actually worked pretty well when I tried it. I mean, I still prefer playing on local hardware, but it seemed okay. And like unlike Stadia, you can play a lot of games, and you can play games you already own.
Exactly.
Yay.
So I think that's it then for this podcast.
I believe so.
I guess so. Yeah.
I also want to just like quickly apologize if I came off a little too negative Nancy in the netcode discussion. I really like my fighting games. I want.
I mean, I think this is a very universal opinion. I think basically everyone is in agreement that fighting game online play not as good as it could be.
Indeed.
It's a shame because like the fighting games can be so good, but then the bad netcode just gives them such a short lifespan.
Yeah. Just they yeah. I want good netcodes.
Same.
So I imagine the next SoulCalibur podcast will probably take a while before it happens. So I kind of feel like maybe around EVO will be the next time. I feel like that's the most likely time of new SoulCalibur 6 news happening.
In the meantime, there's supposed to be a whole bunch of different online showcase events that are basically replacing E3.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that
Where...
Xbox event. That was woo.
yes, so the second one of that will be in July, showing first-party games, which will hopefully look a bit more impressive. We still don't know when the PS5 thing is going to happen. That will also hopefully look more impressive. Ubisoft announced something in July. EA is doing something in June. Geoff Kegley, our friend, is hosting some summer game fest thing over the course of the next 3 months.
Can't wait for Microsoft to show more gameplay, but it's just a CGI trailer.
I kind of wish I had streamed or recorded our reaction to the Xbox Next Gen showcase, just so people could hear me rant more, because that was amazingly bad. I love that they kept advertising, stay tuned for Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. And then we see cutscenes. Yeah, great.
Yeah, there was maybe like a couple of seconds of the main character running into the screen that could maybe be considered gameplay, maybe, but it was framed in a very cutscene way that was like, eh.
I can run in Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Yeah, you just hold R2.
There's no way. That mind is blown. I have to go. Unbelievable. Incredible.
Well, yeah, I guess with that, I'll see you guys next time. So bye-bye.
Oh,
You can run?
Bye. Fish. No, look, the fish. The fish!
Oh my god,